Let's jump right into this explainer and demystify the critical communication systems that are quite literally running our modern world. When we look at modern industry today, whether it's a massive automobile assembly line, a sprawling energy plant, or even a high-tech agricultural facility, what we are really looking at is a massive, complex symphony of data and machinery. But who or what is actually conducting that symphony? Well, today we are going to completely unpack the invisible dialogue that's happening right under our noses.
So let's kick things off with a pretty fascinating question about this invisible translation happening in factories all around us. How do humans and machines actually speak the same language? I mean, machines don't speak English, right? And humans certainly don't speak in electrical impulses and binary code. Yet for any automated facility to run safely and efficiently, an operator needs to tell a multi-ton machine exactly what to do, and that machine needs to tell the operator exactly how it's feeling. The bridge between those two completely different worlds is exactly what we're exploring today.
Here is our quick roadmap for the explainer today. We'll start with the brain and the face, then look at the components and working principles, dive into some real-world applications, cover the benefits of integration, and finally, look at Devi automation solutions.
All right, jumping into Section 1, the brain and the face, let's introduce PLCs and HMIs.
The best way to understand this is to think of the PLC as the brain. It is entirely focused on logic and control. It's in there processing millions of inputs in literal milliseconds to make immediate, critical decisions. But just like a human brain, it's locked away out of sight. The HMI, on the other hand, is the face. It provides the visual interaction, taking all of those rapid-fire thoughts from the brain and expressing them in a way you can actually read, understand, and interact with. So let's unpack the alphabet soup here. PLC stands for Programmable Logic Controller. It's essentially a ruggedized, super heavy-duty industrial computer making all the actual logic decisions on the floor. HMI stands for Human-Machine Interface. This is your digital dashboard, the physical screen, the buttons, the graphics, that allows an operator to monitor the system and jump in if needed. The crucial takeaway? One calculates the complex behind-the-scenes logic, and the other translates all that data into a visual, touchable interface. Moving right along to Section 2, Components and Working Principles. Basically, how these two systems actually talk to each other.
Picture this scenario. A machine on the floor is starting to overheat. Step 1, a physical sensor detects that temperature spike. Step 2, the PLC brain instantly processes that incoming heat data. Step 3, the PLC shoots a message over to the HMI, which immediately flashes a bright red warning on the operator's screen. Step 4, the human operator sees that visual cue and taps a cooldown command right there on the HMI. And finally, Step 5, the HMI sends that instruction back to the PLC, which instantly opens a cooling valve. It's just a flawless split-second conversation happening in the blink of an eye.
Now, to pull off that flawless loop, you really need a highly synchronized network of specific parts. You got to have the sensors to gather the raw data from the real world. You need the PLC processors to crunch all those numbers. You absolutely rely on communication protocols. Think of those as the digital highways carrying the messages back and forth. You obviously need the interactive HMI screens for the human to look at. And finally, the actuators and motors to carry out the physical actions. Every single piece is absolutely essential to the puzzle.
Okay, Section 3, Real-World Applications. Let's ground this theory and see it in action.
You literally see this dynamic duo everywhere, keeping incredibly complex operations running smoothly. In manufacturing, operators use HMIs to fine-tune conveyor speeds through the PLC, making sure products don't pile up and cause a jam. In water treatment facilities, a single operator can monitor massive flow rates and open or close giant valves without ever leaving the control room. And in the energy sector, engineers rely on these exact systems to monitor real-time power output dashboards, keeping the entire grid balanced, without having to go out and manually inspect the turbines. It is seriously powerful stuff. Which brings us to Section 4, Benefits of Integration. Why does perfectly linking these systems actually matter? Honestly, the benefits are just massive for the bottom line. First off, real-time monitoring. You know exactly what is happening the very second it happens. Secondly, it significantly reduces downtime because problems are caught early, way before they trigger a full shutdown. You also get centralized system control, meaning one single operator can run an entire factory wing from one chair. Plus, it takes overwhelmingly complex machine data and turns it into simple, digestible visuals. And hey, if a motor does happen to fail, the HMI tells you exactly which motor failed. Troubleshooting has literally never been easier. And that leads us to Section 5, Devi Automation Solutions, the master builders behind these integrated systems.
Devi Automation Solutions lives by a pretty awesome, simple motto: Smart technology, powerful solutions, better tomorrow. They aren't just specializing in one narrow little field. They're out there integrating this complex automation technology across heavy industry, cutting-edge data networks, agriculture, and renewable energy. They're basically taking the core PLC and HMI concepts we just talked about and scaling them up to build the infrastructure of the future.
Just look at the sheer breadth of their core services. We're talking the factory floor with advanced PLCs, HMI, SCADA networks, and VFDs. But they also dive deep into next-generation AI and industrial Internet of Things solutions. And they don't stop at the factory door either. They apply this exact same automation logic to smart agriculture to really optimize crop yields, to solar energy solutions for sustainable power, and even down to home automation and robust panel solutions. It is a fully integrated suite designed to bring intelligent control to literally any environment.
So if you want to build these highly optimized systems and bring this next-level control to your own facility, they're inviting you to connect to innovate today so you can automate tomorrow. You should definitely hit the like and subscribe buttons to keep up with their latest engineering feats and reach out directly via email at deviaautomationsolutions@gmail.com to see exactly how they can upgrade your infrastructure.
I'll leave you with this to chew on as we wrap up this explainer. Knowing what you now know about the brain and the face of modern machinery, how could flawless automation transform your own operations tomorrow? If your machines could clearly and instantly tell you what they needed, how much more efficient, safe, and productive could your future be? Thanks so much for joining me today, and keep looking out for those hidden conversations powering our world.